Hey YouTube, I have an old CR-420 Yamaha stereo receiver where one channel doesn't consistently work. Occasionally, the left-hand speakers will both pop in and out at the same time. For quite a while, I've been able to solve this problem by flicking the volume knob, but I've decided to repair it in a more permanent way. The most obvious culprit is the volume potentiometer. These things can get dirty and gritty over time, causing one or both channels to cut out and causing that really annoying scratchy noise when you change the volume. I sprayed the volume pot with some contact cleaner and worked it in, but found that the problem was still there. In order to track down this problem, I got to use the external trigger on my old oscilloscope. By triggering the oscilloscope from the one good channel, I could keep the bad channel on screen so that I could see whether it was working or not working, and then probe around with the other trace in order to compare the left and right channel at different places inside the stereo. Starting with the volume knob area again, I tried to get the one bad channel to flicker back and forth between its working and not working state, while comparing different places on that potentiometer for the left and right side. After checking this, I found that there was no change whether the output was working or not at the pins on the potentiometer. Next, I checked at 4 test points that were labeled on the amplifier board, but found that the signal didn't change regardless of whether the input was working or not working. So the problem is somewhere after the amplifier. The speaker terminals on the back of the stereo are fed by these 4 wires. By removing the bottom of the case and turning the stereo on its side, I was able to figure out where these 4 channels go between the amplifier and the output terminals. I found that the next stop for these traces was the speaker A and B switches. This allows the sets of speakers to be individually turned on and off. I checked those switches and found that there was no problem, and then I probed around on those 6 large traces which were next in line. On the other sides of those traces is a large relay. You can hear it click when the stereo turns on and off. It turns out that one of the sets of contacts inside this relay is dirty. After prying the cover off the relay, I was able to clean it with some contact cleaner and canned air. If this problem comes back, I'll probably get a new relay and replace this old one. Before I close the stereo back up, I took a quick look at some of the interesting mechanical linkages that were used in this set. The first interesting one is the cotton string, which is used to couple the tuning knob to the variable capacitor in the back of this set. The same cotton string is also used to move the slider, which indicates the station to which you're tuned, in the front of the radio. The other interesting mechanical linkage in this stereo are the input and output selector switches. They look like drive shafts with a pair of universal joints in each one, connecting the selector knob on the front of the radio to the multi-switches at the back of the radio. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you'd like to see more like this, check out my channel. Thanks for watching.